Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Connie. I'm Connie Fuchsa with Foot Title Group, where we protect your home ownership. How's everybody doing today? A lot of times I come to you and try to talk to you about different things with respect to buying and selling real estate or refinancing your home. And I've been doing home closings for a very long time, so I don't always know everything about the mortgage part or the actual writing a contract or finding that dream home, the real estate part. But I've had lots of experiences over the years, and so a lot of these things come up that I want to talk about, even if it just spurs a question for you. And if you have a question and I don't know the answer, we work with lots of really good professionals that can help us get the right answers. But today I wanted to talk to you about something that has come up that is becoming very common, and I want you to understand your part in protecting your funds for closing. Now, let's not just talk about your funds as the buyer, but let's also talk about your funds as the seller. What happens to your funds after closing? Hey there, Skip. How are you? Thanks for checking in. I really appreciate your time. And if you're on with us and you have a question, feel free to reach out during the broadcast, or certainly you can message me afterwards. But check in and let me know where you're coming in from so I can see who we're talking to. So this is something that is coming up a lot. You know, I talk about the ability for people that are on the internet, on the computer, to be able to get into stuff and, do things the wrong way and cause us problems. When I say us, I mean us collectively. You as the buyer, you as the seller, you refinancing your home, us as the title company, the mortgage company. Email is so easy to hack now that unfortunately there are people sitting out there in their pajamas in their mom's basement figuring out every second of every day how they can steal your money, your property, and your identity. So with that, one of the things that happens is happening a lot more frequently is title companies have a lot of money that goes in and out of their account by the nature of the business. So when you go to closing and you're buying a house, you bring your funds to closing or you wire them to us and they're deposited into our account, and then we collect all of the funds from closing, your down payment, your mortgage funds, if the seller needs to bring funds, their funds, and then we pay all of the bills, pay the seller, pay off the seller's mortgage, pay all of the bills with respect to the closing. So all of those things that need to be paid through the closing. So we are the repository for all of those funds that are going to be processed and dispersed through that closing. Hey there, Alan. How are you this morning? So because of that, we have all these funds coming into our account every single day. And the people sitting in their pajamas in their mom's basement who are hacking these things are trying to figure out how to get those funds. And they've become very good at it. And I bring this up because it is happening every single day. And because of email is so easy to hack. If you use a Gmail, a Yahoo account, an MSN account, those are the easiest ones for them to get into. So most title companies don't use any of those kind of accounts for that reason. And most title companies encrypt their emails so that other people can't get in. But here's what's happening. We had a situation last week that this happened, and because my team is so aware of this problem and so thought-provoking, they were able to catch this. But we are in the process of having a conversation with a seller that we are refunding some deposit funds to them. And we're talking about $20,000, so a lot of money. And we were emailing back and forth because for some reason the information we got didn't work and the wire bounced back. So we were in the process of emailing that seller saying, what the heck's going on? In the meantime, we got an email from that seller who said, hey, the bank actually put a hold on that account. Here's some new wiring instructions. Send this wire to those instructions. And we said, wait a minute, that is a huge red flag to us when wiring instructions change by email through that process. So because of that, my team member said, wait a minute, I want to pick up the phone and call, because whenever we get wiring instructions from someone, we call and verify that that's correct. Whether it's paying off the seller's mortgage, whether it's wiring funds to the seller, if I don't get those instructions at closing, or I can't verify I'm at closing, I'm calling someone. And I'm calling the number that I'm given when we first get the paperwork, not a number that somebody changes through the process. So in this particular case, this email said, wire these funds to this other account because the first account it has been blocked for some reason because of this first wire not going through. And so wire these funds to this new account. And we said, well, okay, wait a minute. We want to call the seller and verify this because it's starting to sound kind of funny. So we tried to call the seller and we got no answer. So in the email, my team member was emailing the person we were talking to and said, hey, have that seller give me a new number to call that seller, and if that's the problem, or have that seller call me. And so that person said, well, wait a minute, her phone's not working, so let me have her call you. Wow, huge red flag again. How come her phone's not working? This is all becoming a little too coincidental. So we didn't do anything. So we picked up the phone and called the person we were emailing with and said, you know, this is kind of crazy. Why are all these changes happening? What is going on with this particular file? I feel really uncomfortable about this. And the person on the other end of the phone, who happened to be the person we thought we were emailing with, was the person we wanted to be sending the wire to. They were not sending those emails. They had been hacked. And so the email, if I had followed those instructions on where to wire those funds, it would have gone somewhere else. And more than likely what's happening is those funds are going to China, Hong Kong, Korea. Those areas are where these are most prevalent. And the problem is the second we hit that button and send that wire, it's gone. So now your funds, your email has been hacked, and those funds are gone. So the one thing I'm going to tell you is if you get wiring instructions from your title company initially in a package, and somewhere in the process you get another email that says, hey, our wiring instructions have changed, do not use the old ones, use these, you must call that title company and verify that those instructions are changed. Because if they haven't changed and you wire to those new instructions, you're going to be out those funds and the title company didn't send that to you. Now, it may have been their email that was hacked. It may have been your email that was hacked. That's the hard part to prove, and it's hard to tell where and when it was hacked too. In this particular case, this gentleman's email was hacked from Africa. So the funds would have gone to Africa. We would not have gotten those funds back, nor would he have ever gotten them. So I'm telling you that if anyone sends you directions on what to do with your funds, pick up the phone, make a call. Make sure you are speaking to the human being you know that you are supposed to be sending those funds to. Because if you're not speaking to that human being and you let someone call you and verify that, then you potentially are sending your funds to the wrong place and potentially your money is going to be gone. Think about, $20,000 is a lot of money, but let's even think a bigger thing. Let's think you are sending a down payment that's $100,000. Nobody has that extra cash sitting around to try to resend that money. And this is happening over and over and over again. And unfortunately, the emails between title companies and customers is being the target of this because there's so much funds there that are being transferred. So I really recommend that when you are talking to someone about sending funds somewhere, and I don't care if it's for your real estate closing or for something else, and someone says, hey, just send me a wire, you better pick up the phone and make sure that you're calling the person that you're supposed to be sending that money to, because there's a high probability that they may have gotten hacked and you may be getting bad information. And it's really hard to tell. With this email thing, when you see an email at the top of the email where the person's name is, just because their name is there, do not assume that that is the email address that email is coming from. Click on that name. It'll show you an email address. If that email address is not the email address you're used to talking to that person on, then mark that as junk. Get it spammed out of your email. So hopefully that doesn't happen. And also don't be mad at the title company, the mortgage company, or the realtor who is sending you encrypted emails that make it a little more difficult for you to get into because they want to make sure your information is protected. And likewise, don't be mad if someone second guesses information that you sent them about sending a wire to you or about sending your funds somewhere. Because again, they are protecting your money and more than likely something has happened or they've seen it happen to someone else and they want to make sure your funds are protected. So don't get frustrated. Understand that this is an area that's being targeted regularly, every day, hundreds of times a day, because there's lots of funds here, and roll with whoever is giving you directions. And if anything sounds at all out of the ordinary, pick up the phone. And if someone gives you directions on what to do with your money, pick up the phone. Hopefully that's helped you a little bit, maybe scared you a little bit. I want you to be a little bit concerned because it'll make you more sensitive if you're sending money. And I'm not just talking about real estate, I'm talking about in any situation. When you're talking about your money, make sure that you are on secure things. Do not go to the Wi-Fi at Panera and do banking information. Do not use any public Wi-Fi anywhere and do banking information. If you didn't have to put in a password, don't use it because somebody can get into your information and hack it. I'm not a computer expert, but I've seen this happen and we are getting information daily about these things happening to people. So hopefully I helped you a little bit today. Hey, Sherry East, how are you today? Hey, Cliff, how are you? Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for taking your time to tune in. I really appreciate it. If you want some more information, you want to sit and talk about this, you have a question about it, message me through here, send me a message through the broadcast, send me a message through Facebook. If you're not a friend of mine on Facebook, I can't get those messages. So either friend me or email me, Connie at Foote, F-O-O-T-E, titlegroup.com, or email any of our team members. Go to our website, www.footetitlegroup.com, and go onto our directory for our company. Email any of our team members. They are all experienced with this, have lots of information about it, and they'd love to help answer those questions as well. If I helped you today, please hit the button that says share on the bottom because there's a lot of people that you guys know that I don't that could actually get help from this information. So I would really appreciate that. Go to our website, sign up for our emails. I promise not to spam you, but we send out really good information once a month that we can give you help with as well. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Hey, Miss Pam. Oh, thank you for tuning in. I really always try to provide good information, so I appreciate your feedback. You guys have a fantastic day. Hit that share button. Thank you for tuning in to Coffee with Connie. I'm Connie Fuchsa with Foote Title Group, where we protect your home ownership. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.